Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the AndersMill Knits podcast. I'm your host, Emily, and I want to thank everybody who is checking us out today, and any of you that are returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate that. It's December the 2nd. Yeah, 2nd. I just looked at my computer. December the 2nd, everybody. So Christmas season is well underway. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit and let you know that you can find me on Ravelry just Ravelry as AKA Millie. And on Instagram is AKA Millie907. And you can find all of the show notes on our blog, my blog, I guess there isn't a we at this point, which is AndersMillKnits.wordpress.com. And you can find the Ravelry group on Ravelry as AndersMill Knits podcast. And I believe, so AndersMill is one word, so it's AndersMill, and then the word knits, and then the word podcast. And I just noticed that the lights are giving these weird shadows. Hello. I don't know if I can handle that. I might be changing it. But for right now, let's do it. And as you can see, we have our Christmas tree up right there. We have our tiny little Christmas village going on our mantle that my husband, he created the mantle because for some odd reason the fireplace didn't come with one. I don't get it, whatever. Anyway, but we fixed that problem and now we have one. Let's just get started, shall we? So let's move on. I'm sorry, there's going to be some reaching now and then because I got to reach out and touch you for each segment. So why don't we move on to the first segment? Okay, so let's review some notes, shall we? The last 2 weeks have been pretty hectic. You probably have noticed that there is not a podcast episode up of the wedding. And that's because I was sicker than I realized when I did the last podcast. And it took me the entire day of Saturday to edit that podcast. It should not have taken an entire day. And to get it up online. And it's because I literally just couldn't think. And I couldn't seem to figure out how to connect the pieces that needed to go on there. Man, that shadowy thing is really bothering me. Okay. Maybe it won't bother me for long. I just couldn't figure it out, and so it took the entire day to do that, and I wasn't very pleased with it, and I just decided that I was going to wait on doing the wedding podcast blip because also I don't have my pictures back from the family friend that did the photography. You know, she did it as a favor for us, and so I'm giving her the time that she said she needed. Although this Saturday it'll be 3 weeks, so I will check in on that. But when I do have that, I'm gonna be I'll do the wedding review then, and I'll try and post some of the pictures, not all of them, because I haven't asked permission of my family and friends who were there, how they would feel about me posting pictures of them. But my guy and myself will definitely be up there. So that's what went on there. And then of course we had Thanksgiving Day, which was honestly not the greatest day for me. I was still pretty ill and I had some personal problems going on that day. And I'm kind of actually grateful that that day is over. So, oh man, I am really red in the face too. Don't you just love how I nitpick about little things on the podcast? But anyway, you know, at the same time, this week I've been feeling better. I still have a lingering cough. And I get tired really easily, but at the same time, I've been feeling so grateful, especially starting yesterday, I think it was. I was up in St. Helens. I'd been on the road since 6:30 in the morning, and I had visited with, I was in meetings all day and with my clients and with the case managers in the area. And I was at Subway eating my favorite Subway sandwich, and it's pretty much only Subway. It's the only time I go to Subway, which is this time of year for the carved turkey sandwich. I like it with extra cheese and nice and warm and toasty. And I was sitting there checking my work email, and my boss was asking me if I'd be willing to take on yet another client down in Salem. And apparently the case manager had specifically asked for me, and I don't know, all of a sudden this big wave of gratitude just flew over me. I had had such a wonderful morning visiting and being in those meetings with those case managers and my clients. And here I was in this nice tiny town, nice and quiet. I'd just gone on a little drive to get to Subway, just in the backcountry road drive. And I was just so happy to be there at that moment and to be working for the people that I'm working for, to be, and to have the clients that I have, to have the husband that I have, the family that I have. And I kind of started crying a little bit in Subway. As you do. So on my blog I posted my 25 things that I'm grateful for at this moment, that I feel very strongly about. However, each day I decided, okay, so I'm now a day late, so I'm going to post 2 today, which is the second. But on Instagram, I'm going to post one thing per day of the 25 days of Christmas that I'm thankful for. And if you'd like to join me, go ahead. And so I'm going to use the hashtag, and it'll go right here, 25 days of thankful? No, 25 days of thankful. No, 25 days of gratitude. How's that? There you go. 25 days of gratitude. And so there you go. Use that hashtag if you want to join in. And also, my guy and I have been talking about how we want to do something each day of the holiday, of the 25 days of Christmas, to really step out of our own lives and be with other people. So my guy has a tendency to share and be so generous with me, and to always be thinking about me, and to be just like yesterday, for instance. I got home from work, and he had so we have a wood cutting board, and for some odd reason I've gotten it in my head that I needed to bleach it before I used it again. I don't remember exactly why. I don't know if I cut meat on it or anything. But anyway, and so he'd been sitting on the counter for the last couple weeks waiting for me to bleach it. And I just kept on, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I came home and it was done. And, you know, and he does little things like that. And asks me if he can bring me water and things like that. And I was thinking about, we were thinking about this a week ago. And we thought it'd be lovely if we stepped out of ourselves and, you know, did the same kind of thing for the people around us. It could be something simple, like opening the door for somebody at the grocery store. Or it could be something more monumental, like yesterday we sent something, just an email, but to somebody that we're not terribly close to, but we wanted to let them know that we were thinking about them, you know, and to, you know, tell them about why we love them so much. And so, you know, going to be doing that too. And then on top of that, of course, we have the 25 days of socks for the advent calendar. So this one is now empty, but we'll get to that in finished objects in a minute, or case notes. So if you would like to join in on all those things, yeah, 25 days of gratitude and, I don't know, 25 days of service. We can use those hashtags on Instagram and maybe brighten other people's lives as well as our own. So why don't we move on to our next segment? Okay, let's move on to case notes, shall we? Sorry, I stopped and got myself some orange juice. My first thing that I did not mention last episode, I was very remiss about, naughty Emily, is that I have another pair of socks done. And it is my by the bed socks. So, now I have blocked them, I just haven't cut and woven the ends, I just haven't cut the ends. Because what I do is, when I finish, I weave in the ends and then I block them. And then I will trim the ends after blocking. And I've just been lazy and haven't trimmed the ends. But here they are. Okay, so these are opal. Let's see, what's my, so this is just my normal 60 stitches around. I did an inch of ribbing and then 6.5 inches of stocking knit stitch before I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And then I went on and did 6.5 inches, and then I did my standard toe, which is just a square toe. And I did the same thing on the other sock. However, I think this one, the foot is short, because if you notice my Fish Lips, so this is where my Fish Lips Kiss heel should be, over here. This is the leg, not the heel. So the heel is down below, and here's the foot. I haven't tried these on. I didn't notice until I was putting them on the sock blockers that one was shorter than the other in the foot. So we'll have to see if it fits or not, and I might have to tear out the toe and get myself another couple inches. I think I get really impatient on the second sock when I know that I'm getting towards the toe, towards the end of it, and the toe's coming up. I kind of get a little impatient, and I want to knit that toe and have that second pair of socks. Until that point, I'm usually laissez-faire about knitting. Like, I enjoy the process, so I'm in no hurry to ever finish anything, unless of course there is a deadline. By the way, I hate knitting on deadlines, because then I just don't enjoy the process at all. And so, you know, knitting for my wedding was a little stressful for me, and I didn't exactly enjoy myself as I should have and could have, but you know, I got those done. Anyway, so this is Opal from their Paradise colorway line, and I think it's the colorway 8841. So there you go. It's the one with on the tag it has a little bit of sheepies on in a field. So there's that. Then not only do I have that done, but I've got a ho ho ho. Yeah, I just did that. You saw me. But actually, I've decided that that's going to be the name for these socks. So, my ho 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 socks, I've got one done, not blocked. Did I weave in the ends? No, well, no, yeah, it looks like I wove in the ends, but I didn't block it. So, let's get this on the sock blocker. Is this not my size sock blocker? Maybe that's my problem. Because this sock doesn't fit either correctly. I've got two pairs of these wire ones, and one is large and one is small. I think that's the problem. Yeah, these are not the size for my socks. But anyway, I made it fit. So here is my first Christmas sock. My first one of my ho ho hos. This is knit from Gail's Art sock blank in the Christmas tree colorway, and then I just used some Jameson wool that I just have lying around. I've got a couple colors. I don't know why I've got the Christmas colors. I've got one ball of white, one ball of red, and one ball of hunter green. I don't know why, but anyway, I just grabbed the red one to put in the heel flap. I wish I'd done the heel turn in it too. It's the first time I've ever done a heel flap in a different color. And so, yeah. So it looks a little wonkadoo. I think it would look better if I had done the heel turn as well. Note for next time, although not the next sock, because while I don't truly care if they match, I think that would bother me if that part was not the same on each one. But check out those colors, guys. Can you see the yellows going on through here? And here, let me pull out the sock blank for you. Now it's a lot shorter than it even would have been after the sock, because I used some of it for my Christmas, my 24 days of Christmas socks for the advent calendar. So when I finished, I balled up a bunch of this, about 60 grams worth. No, 60 yards worth, sorry, to put in. But see, so there's the blips of yellow that I was trying to point out, but it's so subtle when you knit it up. It's so beautiful. So anyway, this should be enough, plenty, for my second sock. So I'm pretty darn happy with that. And here is Gail's, oh, and my needle. Here's Gail's. She's on Etsy, Gail's Art on Etsy. And she's got a lot of sock blanks up. I just looked her up this morning when I was writing up my show notes. And so she still has some of the Christmas tree sock blanks up and ready to ship. So if you're looking for a last minute Christmas knitting for yourself, or I don't know, for anybody, honestly, yeah, that's the way to go. So I've got 3 socks done for this week. Isn't that exciting? Sorry. Sometimes I get super excited about doing things and I just throw things around. I'm not exactly a graceful person. I get hurt an awful lot. I have a lot of bruises and a lot of scars because I get so excited about things I don't think about it, and I stumble through life and I continuously fall down and hurt myself. Let's put it this way, I'm the only member of my family, my siblings anyway, of us 6 kids, that has ever broken a major bone. So that tells you something. Then I have continuing with the sock theme, I have a wee teeny tiny sock. Isn't it cute? Oh, right in the middle of my, oh, that's my nose. So this was number 1 on my advent calendar. There's some tweaking that needs to go on. I did this completely Emily's way. I didn't have a pattern, nothing. I just cast on 20 stitches around. Then I knit ribbing for 3 rows, and then I knit the leg until that equaled 1.25 inches, I believe, yeah. And then I did a partridge heel. Can you see it? And then I turned it, and I knit down. And then I did something silly and kind of I don't like, but I'm going to leave it because I got to move on. I decided to try and do the star toe, which is pretty much just a hat decrease, right? I think. So I did that, and I don't like how it turned out. It really does look like the top of a hat, doesn't it? Yeah. So I don't like it, but I'm going to leave it. And then I noticed, my husband noticed, I should say, that it was hanging kind of like straight down. So I tried to cinch it up. Oh, I won't turn it inside out. I tried to cinch it up right there in the middle to try and get that L shape to go like that, because that's how we want it to lay. And it didn't happen. And I don't know if it's because of the gusset or not. I'm going to try today's sock is going to be a Fish Lips Kiss heel sock, I think. Yeah. So, or maybe not, because I found a really cool pattern that you knit flat. And I was thinking about doing that. I think I mentioned it in the last episode. So, yeah, there's that. But that didn't work, the cinching it up in the middle. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Maybe blocking will do it. And then I did a 4-stitch I-cord for the loop. And that is way too freaking big. So if I'm going to do the I-cord again for the hanging loop today, I'm going to go down to 3 stitches, maybe even 2, and do an I-cord. Can you do 2 stitches in an I-cord? So that's going to be, so that's that. So while I am with you, why don't we find out what today's sock ball is going to be. Now, my husband tells me that he had to really stuff these in there. Oh, that wasn't too bad. So, oh, and I have to tell you what that yarn is. Luckily, the next ball is going to be out of the same yarn. So there you go. So that's going to be number 2 today. Day number 2. So this first one was out of Gnome Acres in her old-time Christmas mini set, which is the prize for one of the prizes for this month's Double Dip Cow. So the second one, and this is her Sparkle Gnome base, and the second one is also from that series of mini skeins. So there you go. So I'm going to continue with the theme. So that's it for case notes. So let's move on to in session. Okay, so what's in session? Well, I haven't cast on the second sock of my Ho Ho Hos because I needed to, well, there was other things I needed to do. So I didn't do that. However, I did, sorry, I just threw everything on the hearth. I did finally cast back on the sock for my husband from the online sock that, I don't know if this is discontinued or what, because Ravelry says this yarn is discontinued, and yet I can still find it for sale online. If you go to the show notes at my WordPress blog, AndersMillKnits.wordpress.com, I have a link to a place that you can buy this. So this is a sport weight sock yarn, but it's 150 grams, so it's a big skein. And so I finally cast back on yesterday. I was visiting with a client who also knits. And so there you go. This time I went down to 54 stitches on a 1.25, no, a US 1 or 2.5 millimeter. So, and I cast on 54, and I'm going to do probably about 2 inches of knitting or rib, or maybe I'll just do the whole cuff. I might do the whole cuff, the leg, in ribbing, and then the foot in stockinette. And I am actually going, for the heel on this one, I'm going to use my Afterthought heel, which is free on Ravelry. Oh, what did I call it? I think I called it the Alpine socks, Alpine Ridge socks. No, that's my other sock pattern. That's free. What did I call it, folks? Let's see, let's go to my page, and I think I am making the camera wobble. Lovely. So, in my design page, oh shoot, now my internet's not working. Okay, there we go. The, granola cruncher socks. Duh. I came up with a different kind of Afterthought heel that you can use, and it's doing garter stitch on the back of the foot, and gives it a little bit more cushion, a little bit more sturdiness, but also a little bit more give, so you don't really have to do a really deep foot heel when you do garter ridge, just there. So on this bottom part of the foot, so here's the L. Oh no, here, I got it. So here's the heel, and on this top part is garter stitch, and on the bottom part is straight stitch, and you just go on down. And I love those socks. I've had them for quite a few years now. I don't know how many years, but they're great. And I was thinking about them the other day, and I was thinking, you know what? That'd be perfect for my hubby's foot. So I'm going to do that. And so that's that first on the needles in session. And then I mentioned last episode, let me put this away. I just seem to be recycling my bags. I'm still using my Slip Stitch Studios bag, which I still absolutely adore. My best friend, when I was home for the wedding, my best friend kind of coveted that bag, but too bad, sweetheart, it's mine. Oh no, I can't reach. I got it. So I mentioned last episode that I cast on the Pure Joy shawl. Let's see if I've got, there's an image of it. That's Hohi right there. She's the designer and the model for it. And I was looking for kind of a mindless knit after all of the things that I've been knitting for, you know, that were pretty complicated for the wedding. And I got my wish. Pure Joy is pretty mindless. It might be even a little too mindless for me. I'm not exactly inspired by this knit, and it has nothing to do with the yarn. So I love the yarn. I've always loved the yarn. This is one of my favorite companies. They're from, I think they're from Europe, something like that. It's Ella Rae. And I have no idea, they're very uninspiring names, but here's Ella Rae. And for some odd reason, lace merino, they've got it in fingering weight and worsted weight, but lace merino is usually my favorite. They've got solid colors, variegated colors, and oh, their variegated colors are gorgeous. So this one is in code LM56. how is that gonna work? Maybe you don't even need to see it. And this one is LM67. Again, I've got this linked to everything on my blog. One of those numbers is my peachy pink. One of those numbers is my navy blue, which is coming up kind of grayish black. Back here? No, it's really black back here. I don't know, folks, but it's this beautiful, see, and that looks gray. I don't know. No, it's just, wow. Does not want you to know what color it is, that's for sure. But anyway, I think I'm now on the 3rd wedge repeat, short row repeat, wedge, whatever you want to call it. I'm a little bored, but at the same time, I'm gonna stick to it. So, there you go. And yeah, I did mess up right there. I was watching a movie and I accidentally did my I did 2 wraps and turns right there. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Every piece is a masterpiece and there's no mistakes in any of my knitting. So there you go. And I'm knitting that on a US 7. Addy lace, which, you know, is the tarnished ones. And yeah, they do feel really funky when you first get them out to use. But when they start warming up in your hands, they're pretty good, and they do fly when you're knitting with them. I won't be buying any more of them unless I'm hard pressed. But yeah. And let's see. But I will use the ones that I have. And then I cast on something super special. So, I am not going to show you the bag that this is in, because that's for in my toolbox, but I am going to show you what's inside, and I am only, I'm going to show it all. So I started a Christmas ball. Don't you guys love how I keep going back and forth? I started a Christmas ball. Can you see the sparkle? Let's see if I can, yeah, see how it's sparkling? No? Maybe? Yeah, now it's catching some of the light. Maybe. Oh, that smells so good. The sparkle is amazing in this yarn. Anyway, sorry. I'll now stop staring at it in love and start talking about it. So this yarn is from Friends and Fiber. Jan and her business partner, who I actually don't know the name of, I'm sorry. I found them on Etsy. And I ordered myself, I fell in love with the colors that they had for these Christmas balls kits. And I knew immediately that I wanted every single one. And they were priced very reasonably. Or they are priced very reasonably. So I wanted these, but they each time you order, you only ordered it in one colorway, so I had to order it for each time for each colorway. So Jan, you could actually make an option up there for all of them together. For us diehards or gluttons or whatever you want to call it. But I did, Jan was very generous and sent it all to me. And so in the mail last week, let's go ahead and get rid of that one. I got these beautiful colors, old time Christmassy colors, just like Gail's are. So you could, yeah, see that sparkle? This is not a marled yarn. This is a sparkle yarn. But it looks marled because of the sparkle is so intense. And they are just so... Sorry, that just makes me really happy. I feel like a magi. They are so buttery soft and yet so sparkly. And you know how sparkle can oftentimes become very scratchy. Not in this case. So I got quite a few mini skeins of the white, because each kit comes with one white and then one colored. And so I balled up 2 of the mini skeins of the white into one, so I can just go. And then I've got these 2. And then each kit also comes with these styrofoam balls, which are being blown out because of the light. So I've got 2, 4, 6, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 8 Christmas balls that I can make for my Christmas tree. And I would have had this done, only duty called and everything like that, but, and, sorry, stay tuned, guys, because Jan and I have been talking, and we have a special gift for you all. She gifted the podcast and me something, so isn't that wonderful? And then, so that's it. That's what I've got on my needles. I love everything I'm knitting. I know I sat there and told you last month or the month before all these things that I was going to cast on as soon as my wedding knitting was done. But you know what? It's my prerogative to change my mind. And I still want to knit on the spice market, just not at this moment. I also really, really, really am aching to do some brioche. Oh, I found a brioche shawl that I really want to do, but I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I almost did that with my Ella Ray yarn, but I cast that on when I was in Alaska and I didn't have the right needles, so that wasn't cast on. So, and I think, let me double check. Yes, that is the last of in session. So let's move on to my toolbox. Okay, in my toolbox. So you already know one thing because I just showed it to you. From Friends in Fiber, that I bought that kit, and then should I talk about that now? Yes. Okay, so you know how the grocery girls say "party in my mailbox," which means that they got a gift from some other people. Well, I guess this is kind of along that lines, but so Jan sent me this beautiful skein called Pebble Beach. It's a Donegal tweed, so it's a tweed base. Watson. No, Bubba. No. No, we're okay. We're okay. Yeah. It's all right. Do you want to come and say hi to everybody on the podcast? Oh, okay. Okay, so that's a no. So I have my Donegal tweed in these beautiful, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Oh. You can even smell the vinegar she used. I like that. So there's these, it's a variegated blue, gray, well, it's a grayish blue, and then there's an actual gray, and then there's this tan brown. So it's a gorgeous natural color. And I actually balled this up so that I could cast on some fingerless mitts, the free ones from, never mind, I'm not even going to mention it because I can't remember who that are by. But anyway, and I'm going to knit it double-stranded, but I learned of this new technique where you can do double-stranded from one cake, from the inside and the outside, pulling from the inside and the outside without them getting tangled. And I didn't want to cast on until I could do that. And I know it has something to do with one strand goes through one like circle, and then the other strand, which is somewhere around here, goes through a different circle, so that way they don't ever meet up and they don't get tangled and you don't have this big problem. So I need to look that up again because I can't remember if I'm remembering it exactly correctly, and then I need to figure out what tools that I have on hand or that I need to go buy. Darn it, go and buy something in order to make that happen. But this is happening this weekend. I'm casting this on this weekend because, oh, it's so gorgeous. And I showed it to my husband and he said, yeah, that's perfect for my dad. So, oh, I guess I could talk about that. So my new father-in-law is a landscape architect and or landscaper, whatever. And so he gets cold, especially this time of year. And so I asked my husband which would be best, a hat out of this or fingerless mitts. And he said, oh, definitely fingerless mitts. And we talked about the construction. Like, my guy wants it so that they come up at least at minimum, not to the top knuckle there, and then and ribbing, and then he'll be able to fold it back if he needs it. And I actually wanted it to go all the way to the end, still fingerless, so that he could then fold it back, but my guy said maybe that's a little too much. So, okay, and then back to the other project. bag that I refused to show you a second ago. Dun, 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 dun. Stephanie from the Rusted Stitch. When I got home from my wedding trip, she texted me and asked me, what's your new last name? So I sent it to her, not thinking about it. And a few days later, what to my wondering eye should appear in my mailbox? But this beautiful, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous, recycled sweater, bag, project bag. And then on the inside, let's see if I can show it off. I love that. The maple leaves. This is a perfect pairing for me. And you know what? I was even asking my husband, I was like, feel the inside of this. Doesn't that feel like, say, like a kitchen towel would feel? Like, you know. He goes, yeah, it does. And I really love that because it's so super sturdy. There's no interfacing going on in here that I can tell. If there is, I'd be surprised. But this is nice and stiff and yet supple at the same time. So I can make this work for any situation, any bag that I'm carrying around. Oh, it's so lovely. Oh, and she has these leather zipper pulls that are buttery soft, with her name stitched on them. Holy cow, is that a cool thing? So, not only do I have one, but you guys have one as well. The exact same one, in fact. Isn't that great? And since I'm talking about that, and those are my only 2 baubles and bling slash in my tool chest, let's move on to giveaways and cows. Okay, so now giveaways and cows, and we're bringing this little bad boy back into the picture. I have been coveting getting one of Stephanie's bags. She gifted me one of her needle minder sets, and I love it. I use it constantly. Oh, I took it off for the shawl so I could show you. That's why it wasn't on there. I was like, wait a minute, it should be on my shawl. But she gifted you guys this too. And so, you know, I was thinking in my head, oh, I could save this for the end of December for the Double Dip Cow month. But then I was just like, you know what? No. She sent me one as an early Christmas present, and you guys deserve a Christmas present too. So, and I did the calculations. By my calculations, my next recording will be on December 16th, which is in plenty of time for Christmas. So, I've decided that I opened a thread already this morning, and I would like you guys to go in and share with us your favorite Christmas memory. And that's all I'm asking. And then I will draw for a winner on December 16th and send it out to you as soon as we get in contact with each other. Okay? Because like I said, you guys deserve something extra special like this. And the thought and the detail, like, okay, I'll admit, I cried a little bit when I opened the package. My husband and I were oohing and awing over it, and he was just like, how did she do that? And I was like, I'm a sewer, and I don't even know, because in my head, if you undo a sweater or you cut a sweater, it'll just start unraveling. So I don't know how she does this, but she does it, and it's gorgeous. Let's just see if I can get it up close. Look at that. So there you go. Then, so that's one giveaway that's going on. But we also have a cow that's ending for this month. So we have our Double Dip Cow for November / our cow. And I need to pull for the winners of that. Now the winners get to choose between, or maybe I just won't let you choose. Maybe I'll just send you both. I don't know why not. My AndersMill Knits yarn. This is my DK waist. Waist. My DK weight. It's my Old Glen, and I believe there's 267 or something like that. 47, 200 and something. So let's go back to my notes. Come on, machine. 225 yards. Although I do think that there's more in here than that. Anyway, and then my Tundra sock base, which has 467 yards in it. This is in the Oathblood colorway, which is not a Christmassy name, but it is a Christmassy color. And yeah, I'd like to send that out to a lucky winner. And then the other one is another set. I bought you guys one along when I bought myself one of the old time. No, not this isn't the old time. This is the mini skein set, mini Christmas party collection from No Makers. And the colorways are fruitcake, mistletoe, and then let's see, what's this one? Eddie Griswold is the blue and brown one. Eggnog, Christmas ham, and was that Christmas lights? Christmas tree? Under the tree. Under the tree is the last one there. So, I think it's time for us to pull for some winners, don't you? Okay, so there were 34 entries on this month's, well, I guess 33 because minus mine, which is the first one. So we start from 2 and we put in 33. No, we put in 34. Oh, that's not gonna show up at all. There you go. 2 to 34, and we hit generate. Result is 10. So the first winner of these bad boys is number 10. Oh, so I don't know how to do this actually. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And guess what? It's hot pink socks. You won these. Which is Stephanie from the Rusted Stitch. Now, I will tell you this. The reason why Stephanie won last month and this month is because she is a good contestant. I told you you can have an endless number of entries as long as they all qualify. And they qualify. So this one is an entry for the Grocery Girls Knitworthy podcast. I mean, Knitworthy Cal that ends on December 1st. So good job. And she did a series of hats for Christmas knitting. And this one is a beautiful purple cabled colorway with a faux fur pom-pom on top. It's so gorgeous. And see, and Stephanie even went in and she updated her listing with each time that she did anything on that cow. So we've even got a finished object listed on there. And I did not require that. Okay, so now for the mini skeins. Okay, now we're going to generate again. Number 27. Woo! So let's see, who's number 27? That would obviously be on the second page, right? Oh, come on, Emily. Okay, next page. 26. Oh, no. Is it? It is. Stephanie won both. So there you go. Huge winner. Stephanie, I already know your address, so I'll send this out to you. But, yeah. So I would really suggest you guys really pick up the pace there. Miss Stephanie's leaving you all behind. She is winning every single month. So, listing number 10 and listing number 27, both are hot pink socks, which is Stephanie from the Rusted Stitch, and she won our prizes for the month of December. So, I mean, the month of November. So then, since we're talking about that, let's talk about the prize for December, shall we? So the prize for December is not anywhere that I'm looking. It was out already. So remember when I said I got gifted from Jan of Friends in Fiber. She gifted me a Pebble Beach fingering weight Donegal tweed skein, which I'm so excited to use. Oh, there's something about Donegal tweed I just absolutely love. Well, guess what? You guys got one too. So it's a Donegal tweed. Let's see, 438 yards. And I have a really good picture. This photographs so beautifully. When it's the yellow light coming from my lamp over here, not so awesome. But what would be? But the natural light that I took the picture in for the thread, it's gorgeous. So maybe I'll insert that here, so you guys can see that and see. So that is going to be the prize for December. And so, because I thought, wouldn't that just be great to start off the new year with something not Christmassy, nice and cleansing for the palette, you know, and just very neutral, so it can go either way. You can knit something for yourself. Like, I think I would look marvelous in this colorway because I wear these colors constantly. And then, but then also, my guy would look good in it. I know his dad's gonna look good in it. You know, it's a good male-female colorway, I think. So I'm really excited about that. And so that actually ends the podcast for this week. Just a reminder to keep subscribing to the YouTube channel so that we can get our other prizes out once we reach that 100 subscribers. We're doing really well on the Ravelry group. We've kind of gotten a little stagnant on the YouTube subscribers, but that's probably my fault. I haven't exactly been cognizant of the YouTube channel or any of that since I was sick and got married and stuff. But I'm back, Jack, and on the case. So, but I invite you all to go there and subscribe so that we can give away this beautiful hand spun and the double pointed needle minder case from Hot Pink Socks. And somebody can enjoy that and we can go on to another giveaway. And if anybody would like to contribute to the giveaways, feel free to contact me on Ravelry, email me at AndersMillKnits@gmail.com. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me via YouTube, I think. I'm not really positive, but let's go with that. And yeah, let me know because I'd like to share the love and I'd really like to continue to promote you beautiful hand artists. You just awe me. So I'm really excited about everything. And until we meet again, keep knitting. You know, oh my goodness. Knit like the wind. Brenda Dane, there we go. Her podcast isn't running anymore, which is sad. But she always ended her podcast by saying, put on a sweater. That's what they're there for. And this is the perfect time of year for that sentiment. So I'll leave you with that. And just remember to be grateful during this holiday season and to love each other. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.